Hi, my name is Listiner Inspires, and I am looking to change the narrative of what trauma and abuse looks like, from shame, silence, and stigma to support and solutions, from hopelessness and rejection to healing and recovery. How do I plan on doing that? By bringing awareness that the problem that goes with not talking about what you've been through, not addressing it, not only affects that individual, but it affects us as a community. It affects us as a society. Hey y'all. It's Listiner Inspires coming at you live with your Healing Soul Moon podcast. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Have y'all missed me? Because I sure miss y'all. I know I've been gone for about 6 weeks. I was on sabbatical, resting, getting refreshed, restored, getting refilled by our Heavenly Father, because, you know, how many of you know that you cannot pour out from an empty glass? And so I was doing my half-year thing, which is relatively new, but I see a pattern the Lord is doing. And so I want to, definitely lean on to my own understanding to make sure I'm doing what He wants me to do. And so this will help me to be greater later, period. So for those of you who don't know who I am, who I be, and what I be is about, my name is The Listiner Inspires. I'm an award-winning author. I'm a healing and recovery accountability coach, as well as a speaker, workshop facilitator. I am also the owner of Rock Your Rebel, which is a creative collaborative consulting company that partners with ministries and ministers alike to help them take the vision that God gave them, whether it's to write a book, create a journal, whether it's to create blogs, but I hold them accountable to that vision by applying creative content, creative design, and creative strategies. And so that is who I am in a nutshell. That's who I be about. So without further ado, let's get into it, baby. So we are going to be, for the next few weeks, we'll be discussing the topic of your mouth, the words, how words hold power. And so the title of this series is Watch Your Mouth, period. Watch your mouth. And so the 4 different points that we'll be discussing over the next few weeks will be words hold power, being effective with your words, knowing when and how to speak, what words are you using to affirm or declare. And so I'm not going to give you all the nitty gritty right now, right? But I want you to also know that next week will be my 1-year anniversary of Healing Soul Moon podcast. Woo, woo, woo. And so I'm super excited about that. The Lord had placed it in my heart to do a podcast so many years ago, and I was hesitant, and then I started it last year. And in July, and been going strong ever since. Every Wednesday we are, on Amazon Music, we're on Spotify, we're on Google Podcasts, and it's just been a blessing to be able to minister, pour out, teach, and do all the things that God has called me to do to those that He's called me to do it to. And so next week will be a very special episode. I will be bringing on some guests, and so what I will start to do moving forward is I will have guests on my show. I am opening up my platform to those who either have overcome some form of childhood abuse and trauma, or who are working in the field to help those who have experienced childhood abuse and trauma to start healing. And so I will be creating a application for open enrollment, and I will post that in my description next week of the podcast. And so there's so many exciting things happening behind the scenes. But let's just get into the brief message for today, which is I want you to understand what we're about to talk about over the next few weeks is it's going to be transformational. It's going to be life-changing, because a lot of times we don't really understand how powerful our words are, how powerful our mouth, our tongue is, right? We tend to make a lot of jokes about things, right? And not realizing that the very thing that you're speaking jokingly about actually will come to pass if you are not careful, or maliciously wish ill on others because we're angry and don't realize that those things can happen and will happen, right? And so it's a saying, I don't know, like, don't put your mouth on people, right? This is, I don't know who said it, how it said it, but that was one of the old saying I've heard of, like, don't put your mouth on people, right? And what that really basically means, like, you don't wish death on people, you don't speak ill of the dead, you don't speak negatively, right? But it goes even deeper than that, right? It goes even deeper because I don't want you to be fearful to speak. I don't want you to be fearful to express yourself. But what I'm going to teach you and what I'm going to pour into you over the next few weeks is how to speak with intentionality from a space of being healed. Because a lot of times when we are broken, we speak in our brokenness, and that leads to more brokenness, right? And then we look around our life and wonder why it's in shambles. Well, because we are speaking from a place of being broken, and we're speaking brokenness, then our life is gonna it has to, represent what we are speaking into the atmosphere. Now, this is not to be mistaken with manifestation. This is not to be mistaken from speak your life into existence. This is the clear message of watch your words because they hold power, and knowing what to speak, how to speak it, and where to speak it, right? And so that's what we're going to be getting into for the next few weeks. Make sure you are either following me on Amazon Music, Spotify, or Google Podcasts. That's where you can find me. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel, be a follower. You will get the updates of when my episodes are live, and I cannot wait to get into this message for you. And for those of you who have been following me either on my Facebook or my YouTube channel, I will no longer be doing my live on YouTube or Facebook because I am condensing the content that I do and making it accessible in a few different spaces. So I will still be doing my blogs. So you can definitely catch my blogs on listiner.com. If you are part of my newsletter, you'll be getting like your weekly to bi-monthly inspirational messages to your inbox. I also have a new app, Healing is a Journey app, that you can connect with on my listiner.com page. And so there's a lot of ways to connect with me, but what I am doing in this next half of this year is really condensing what I put out there, different platforms, and making it very specific for people to really connect intimately with me, one-on-one, or really feeling like if they have questions or concerns, their voice can be heard. They can connect with me on that level. And I also have mentoring and coaching that I'm doing for those who want to live beyond trauma but don't know where to start. And so all of these things can be found on my website, listiner.com. You can also send me an email to info@listiner.com. And so I look forward to hearing you guys' thoughts, you guys' feedback, but make sure you have your pen and paper ready for next week because we are going to be dropping news, knowledge nuggets, baby. Thank you guys for tuning in. This was a brief synopsis of what's to come. We'll be back on our regular schedule every week moving forward, starting next week. So remember to be bold, be unashamed, be you, but most importantly, be healed. Peace out, y'all. I love y'all. Trauma and abuse affects everyone, and we all have a part to play to change the narrative with love.